Hello everyone and welcome to my Metru official channel. Fortunate battles for his life. General Hospital spoilers for today show that it's a struggle for survival. Dante is resolute, Jason tries to patch things up with his brother, Lucky's family fears the worst as the doctors scramble to save his life, Chase suffers from Brooklyn's confession, and Brennan offers to help Josslyn. When his wife revealed that she had previously given birth, Chase felt awful that he would never be able to assist Brooklyn in experiencing the miracle of labor. Stunned, he explains, "You became pregnant when you were a teenager." Will he comprehend her reasons for remaining silent when she says, "And you've been carrying the secret ever since?" A desperate Josslyn called Jack for assistance after shooting Cyrus dead. The WSB head now oversees their next course of action after arriving on the spot. He acknowledges, "We could call the police. Or we can handle this on our own." Dante is prepared to defeat the criminal now that Anna has changed her mind and granted him complete authority to assist them in bringing Cyrus to justice. He says, he can run, but that bastard can't hide in any way. Will the PCPD discover Cyrus' body and close this case, however, because of the WSB? Jason has also realized that he should make peace with his brother after deciding to act morally for his son and refrain from taking matters into his own hands by murdering Cyrus. Jason declares, "I'm calling for a truce." Will Drew, though, consent to ending their brother rivalry? Laura and Lulu can see that things have changed based on the expressions on Aiden and Liz's faces, even though Lucky's family has gathered in the waiting area hoping for good news. "What's the matter?" Laura inquires as they get closer. Aiden sobs and exclaims, "Dad is dying." As Isaiah and Portia scramble to give Lucky the digitalis antidote and save his life, Lucky is connected to a ventilator. Unambiguous. As she prepares the panels to break Lucky's heart, Portia yells, "Is time running out for them?" Josslyn murders Cyrus, and Willow declines Drew's offer to move in. Josslyn Jacks killed Cyrus Renault and phoned Jack Brennan, while Willow Corinthos turned down Drew Quartermain's offer to come in, according to the General Hospital recap for Thursday, February 20th. Jason Morgan was conflicted between what he wanted and what she would want, so he spoke to Sam McCall's tombstone in the cemetery. Jason resolved to always act in Danny Morgan's best interests, even if he knew Cyrus was responsible for Sam's death and obviously wanted to exact revenge. Willow put a halt to her plans to move in with Drew at his new home because she had recently brought the kids back to Nina Reeves' house and wanted to provide stability for them. Furthermore, Wiley Corinthos believed that they would once again be a family if Michael Corinthos recovered. While Michael was away at the clinic, Willow was reluctant to come clean and hadn't told Wiley about their breakup. Despite his apparent disappointment, Drew reassured Willow that she was worth the wait. Drew was shocked to see Jason in his living room after ensuring Willow arrived home. Drew questioned why Jason would ever want to make amends, despite his insistence that he did. Jason then made the case that they ought to do it for Sam. Lucky Spencer took the syringe out of his thigh at Elizabeth Baldwin's house, but Cyrus tried to choke him and knocked him to the ground. Liz performed chest compressions on Lucky while she waited for paramedics to come because the digitalis swiftly took its toll on him. Although Cyrus was able to escape during the confusion, the police quickly issued an APB against him. When the call regarding Lucky arrived, Anna Devane, Laura Collins, and Jordan Ashford were in the middle of a meeting concerning all the turmoil on the Esplanade. After Laura hurried to the hospital, Elizabeth informed Isaiah Gannon about Lucky's reaction to the digitalis injection. Laura was shocked by her brother's mission after Liz told her the entire Cyrus story. After hearing what had happened to Lucky at home, Aiden Weber obtained additional information and made his way to GH as well. After learning that Cyrus' automobile was moving into the woods, Jordan decided to check her old file to see where he was going. At the Savoy, Curtis Ashford asked Stella Henry for assistance in establishing a connection with a specific politician in the hopes of retaliating against Drew. Lulu Spencer told Dante Falconeri at Deception that she had problems with Brooklyn Quartermain because of how accustomed she had grown to being in a coma. Dante encouraged Lulu to stay quiet about his infertility issues, acknowledging that he understood why she felt marginalized. After receiving a call informing her that Lucky was being hurried to GH, Lulu hurried there with Dante. They discussed their thwarted family plans after Brooklyn returned home to discover rose petals on the floor and a shirtless Chase waiting in their bed. Chase continued to talk about how he was depriving Brooklyn of being pregnant, despite her insistence that adoption was a fantastic alternative. Chase was shocked when Brooklyn eventually revealed that she had previously given birth. Josslyn discovered the medical ID wristbands that Cyrus had gathered from his victims, Sam and Dex Heller, at his hiding place. Cyrus showed up in the doorway looking like a complete threat after Joss took a picture of the evidence on her phone. Cyrus took an axe and intended to murder Josslyn for getting in the way of his purpose, but she pulled out Dex's gun and shot him twice. Before he died, Cyrus declared that Josslyn was the murderer. After making sure Cyrus was dead, Josslyn was shaken and finally called Brennan for assistance. Brennan immediately approached and looked down at Cyrus's body on the ground, taking in the scene. According to General Hospital spoilers, Brennan will stop at nothing to clear this mess up, so stay tuned for more predictions on all the terrible news that lies ahead. Jonathan Jackson returns as Lucky in ASAP Cyrus cleanup, Sasha's unexpected disclosure. According to General Hospital teasers on Friday, February 21st, Jonathan Jackson will return to the role of Lucky Spencer, and Cyrus Renault will be cleaned up as soon as possible. Big things will be happening all over the canvas, because Sasha Gilmore Corbin will also make a surprise confession. Since they will be considering all of the most recent Cyrus news, let's start by discussing Anna Devane and Dante Falconeri. Dante will boldly declare that Cyrus will fall since he believes the villain has nowhere to hide. Naturally, since Josslyn Jax killed Cyrus on Austin Gatlinholt's former land, it's a bit late to hide. Jack Brennan appears ready to persuade Josslyn that they should clean up this Cyrus disaster without the police knowing about it, since he will instantly go into fix-it mode. Because of the digitalis injection he received, Lucky will continue to be in critical condition at GH. It will be nice to see the real Lucky return on TV, as Jonathan Jackson will take over the role after Guy Wilson's most recent temporary assignment. On Friday's broadcast, Isaiah Gannon will give Lucky's loved ones some heartbreaking news. As Portia Robinson attempts to keep Lucky in the realm of the living and gives him a few zaps, his life will continue to be in danger. Only recently has Aiden Weber had the opportunity to spend time with Lucky and rebuild their relationship as father and son. Because of Lucky's frightening circumstances, Aiden will be concerned that he may lose his father permanently, therefore, Laura Collins and Elizabeth Baldwin will provide consolation. Since Sam McCall was essentially punished for donating her liver, Lulu Spencer will go over every element of Cyrus' mission. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Lucky will ultimately survive, but Lulu will wish for the best and brace herself for the worst. In addition, Sasha will reveal something unexpected on Friday's show. Now that Jason has consented to further their deceit, it's probable that it will be a fabricated confession to support the fictitious baby daddy claim. Sasha might, however, also come clean about something that is true, such as the fact that Michael Corinthos is the biological father of her unborn child. We could envision someone like Maxie Jones vowing to conceal the paternity if that were the case. He will face Jason Morgan in a fierce battle at Drew Quartermain's residence. Jason might try to reach a ceasefire, but Drew could just as easily reject him. Harrison Chase will allow his rage at Brooklyn Quartermain's secret run wild at home. Since Brooklyn just acknowledged that she had previously given birth, she will describe the circumstances and clarify that she did it while still a teenager. Chase will be upset about the circumstance, but he won't be particularly upset with Brooklyn. Chase will find it difficult to learn that Brooklyn has been bearing this secret for so long. Since he is now unable to provide her with a biological child's opportunity, Chase will likewise struggle with Brooklyn giving up her sole chance. For Chase, the adoption curveball from Brooklyn will undoubtedly be too much to handle. According to General Hospital spoilers, as this plot develops, Chase and Brooklyn's marriage will encounter additional obstacles. Stay tuned for more predictions about their future. Jason's truce for Drew and Brennan's cover-up for Josslyn. According to General Hospital spoilers on Friday, February 21st, Jason Morgan offers Drew Quartermain a truce, while Jack Brennan will carry out a cover-up for Josslyn Jax. Here's what GH fans may anticipate. Aidan Weber will also worry that Lucky Spencer is dying. Harrison Chase will first respond to Brooke Lynn Quartermain's admission that she had previously given birth. Chase will be devastated by Brooke Lynn's revelation of her adolescent pregnancy after she has kept it a secret for so long. Josslyn, who recently shot Cyrus Renaud dead, will continue to be an emotional mess at his hideout. In the wake of the incident, Josslyn called Brennan for assistance, but she'll be wondering if they could call the police. Brennan will admit that they could call the police, but he will also point out that they could handle this on their own. Brennan will undoubtedly favor the latter option because he has a lot of expertise solving significant issues. Dante Falconeri will receive some crucial updates on the entire Cyrus drama from Anna Devane at GH. Dante will assert that Cyrus is capable of running, but he will also prophesy that that bastard will be unable to hide. Given that the authorities are aware of the direction Cyrus' automobile was traveling, Brennan and Josslyn will need to work quickly. It won't be long before they determine that Cyrus must have visited Austin Gatlin Holt's, Roger Howarth, former property because Jordan Ashford also intends to examine his old paperwork. Jason simply ambushed Drew in the living area of his new home. Jason will want to declare a truce, but it might be difficult to persuade Drew because he isn't a very sensible man anymore. Sasha Gilmore Corbin will confess to someone at some point during Friday's show. Would Maxie Jones or another character discover that Michael Corinthos is Sasha's biological father? When Aidan tells Laura Collins and Lulu Spencer that his father is dying, he will appear to be in a panic at the hospital. As Lucky's condition worsens, Elizabeth Baldwin, Laura, Aidan, and Lulu will all have to worry. The promo clip indicates that Jonathan Jackson will return to the screen after Guy Wilson's brief appearance as a temporary replacement. As she attempts to save Lucky's life and shocks his heart, Portia Robinson will work feverishly. According to General Hospital spoilers, Lucky will ultimately survive, but in the meanwhile, his loved ones will continue to be terrified while they wait for word. Jeff Kober of General Hospital discusses his true feelings about Cyrus's death following his fatal exit. According to General Hospital teasers, Jeff Kober is coming up about his feelings on Cyrus's death following his character's tragic leave. In a stunning turn of events, Josslyn Jax was the one who ultimately removed Cyrus from the map, and now Jack Brennan is going to assist her in hiding it. Fans will have to say goodbye to Jeff Kober now that Cyrus has finally met his maker. There is no doubting that Kober is a distinctive, captivating performer who contributed significantly throughout his tenure on the show, regardless of your feelings on Cyrus. Kober admitted in an interview with SOD that his character was initially only meant to exist for 6 months, but he ended up living for 5 years. Following his suggestion that that's 4.5 years of gravy, Kober reassured everyone that he was grateful. There aren't any real animosities, notwithstanding Kober's admission that he made fun of GH executive producer Frank Valentini for being fired. "I am incredibly grateful to Frank," Kober stated. "I did that in good fun because I wanted to torture him at least a little bit for letting me go." Jeff Kober left on an almost month-long journey to India shortly after filming was finished. Kober claimed that as a result, he is only now coming to terms with leaving the show. Kober obviously enjoyed the opportunity to play in this soap opera sandbox for so long, even though he wished Cyrus' point of view had been explored a bit more from an acting perspective. Although Kober finds it difficult to accept that he will no longer be doing that, he is grateful for the entire experience and the latitude he was granted in playing the role. "I miss the process, the people, and going to work," Kober admitted. "I have to admit, I really enjoy playing characters in soap operas." Kober seemed quite happy with the outcome and said that this was one of the best death scenes he had ever shot. Regarding the fans, Kober was full of praise for those who have supported and loved him. Ultimately, it's clear that Kober is satisfied with Cyrus' outcome and the effort he put into the position. According to General Hospital spoilers, Josslyn will have to deal with the consequences of her actions. Stay tuned for more predictions about her future and updates on any unexpected developments. Joss needs assistance, Lucky is critical, and Cyrus is dead. This week, Port Charles is seeing a lot of trauma and drama. Let's go straight to the recap of General Hospital for today. Lulu acknowledges that she feels trapped in the past. When Dante Falconeri informs Lulu Spencer that Harrison Chase and Brooke Lynn Quartermaine are unable to conceive, she feels awful. Lulu questions whether their marriage will suffer as a result of BLQ's one-sidedness. Dante expresses his desire for Lulu to know the Brooke Lynn he knows. Lulu acknowledges that it can be challenging at times to observe his past with BLQ from a distance. Recap of General Hospital for February 20th, Joss needs help, Lucky is critical, and Cyrus is dead. She also acknowledges that she feels intimidated because she hasn't changed while the rest of the world has. While Brooke Lynn replaced her in everyone's lives, she feels as though she spent 4 years in a hospital bed. Lulu receives a call in the middle of their conversation informing her that Lucky is in the hospital. Curtis requests assistance from Aunt Stella. Aunt Stella visits the Savoy with Curtis Ashford for a nightcap. Curtis asks for a favor while they share special cocktails. Congressman Henderson is acquainted with her, and Curtis wants to introduce himself before Drew Quartermaine ruins everything he has worked so hard to achieve. He informs her that Drew promised him he would halt all of Curtis' government initiatives. He tells Stella that in order to boost his ego, Drew even allowed Aurora to suffer a setback. Stella pays close attention and naturally offers to assist. A crisis breaks up at Esplanade meeting. Jordan Ashford and Laura Collins are meeting to discuss how to make the Esplanade function. When Anna Devane enters, Laura asks if she believes Jen Sidwell, Sonny Corinthos, or Drew pose the greatest threat. They talk about how readily Drew will side with Jens in order to eliminate Sonny. They both concur that they would prefer to deal with Sonny, the devil they already know. When Anna and Laura both get calls, the meeting is over. While Drew doesn't get what he wants, Jason goes to see Sam's grave. Jason Morgan goes to Sam's grave to talk about his desires and what he believes she would want. He expresses to her his desire to kill Cyrus Renault for killing her, but he understands that she needs him to prioritize Danny Morgan, which entails refraining from taking revenge. Recap of General Hospital for February 20th, Joss needs help, Lucky is critical, and Cyrus is dead. Drew wants Willow Corinthos and his blended family to live in the house he purchased. She rejects the notion when he asks her to think about it. Willow informs him that she believes her children should remain at her mother's house, because they have been moving about a lot lately. Drew is more apprehensive the more she talks about combining their families. In the end, Willow is uneasy as Wiley loves his father, Michael Corinthos, and she is unable to do anything that might further perplex him. Wiley anticipates their reunion as a family after Michael returns from the burn unit. Drew informs her that the house is hers when she's ready and that they should soon share their romance with the children. Until Michael is stable and at home, Willow won't speak to the children. Jason is waiting for Drew when he gets home after taking Willow. He wants to make peace, Jason tells him. Recap of General Hospital for February 20th, Joss needs help, Lucky is critical, and Cyrus is dead. Chase is informed about Brooke Lynn's other child. Chase is waiting for Brooke Lynn when she gets home. They talk about the curveball they were handed instead of the romance he was planning. Brooke Lynn is keen on starting a family in any manner they can, while Chase informs her that he is mourning the kid they are unable to create. They talk about how difficult it is to figure out how to start a family. Because of the sacrifice he believes his wife is making, Chase begins to cry. He believes he is robbing her of the chance to become pregnant. She eventually breaks down and tells Chase that she was pregnant and had a kid previously, but they keep going around in circles. Lucky is battling to survive. After giving Lucky Spencer a digitalis injection, Cyrus starts strangling him. Cyrus swiftly flees after Elizabeth Baldwin, who is on the phone with 911, identifies him as the intruder in her house. Liz begins compressions on Lucky, who is unresponsive, while she waits for assistance. When Anna gets there, she is informed of the events that have taken place at Liz's residence. Recap of General Hospital for February 20th, Joss needs help, Lucky is critical, and Cyrus is dead. Liz is at GH in the interim as they continue to work on Lucky. After Liz informs Isaiah Gannon that digitalis was used, he rushes to buy the right medication in the hopes of making up for it. Liz informs Laura, who has come with Jordan, that Cyrus visited her home and admitted everything before giving Lucky a digitalis injection. Anna draws Liz aside after needing to hear everything that has occurred to her. Lulu and Dante arrive to General Hospital about the same time as Aiden Weber. When Isaiah enters the waiting room, everyone is anticipating an update. Joss needs assistance, Lucky is in critical condition, and Cyrus is dead. Cyrus has died. Because Jack Brennan gave her the address, Josslyn Jax was able to locate the spot in the woods where Cyrus hides. She begins to loot it, opening all the drawers and turning over the furniture in search of anything that would connect him to Dex's death. She eventually discovers an envelope containing the hospital wristbands belonging to each of Cyrus' victims, which are his trophy. After snapping a photo of them, she turns to find Cyrus standing in the doorway. Joss shoots Cyrus in the chest as he approaches her, brandishing a hatchet. Joss needs assistance, Lucky is critical, and Cyrus is dead. Cyrus collapses to the ground and informs Joss that she is now also a murderer. After making sure Cyrus is deceased, she calls Jack and requests his assistance.